Hi everyone, it's Elsie here, and I have just had the ultimate blonde moment. I recorded this whole voiceover in one go, and I was so proud of myself because it was actually a pretty good voiceover. And um, in my for my standards, my voiceovers are pretty terrible, as you probably know. But anyway, recorded it all in one go, and I was so proud of myself. And then I forgot to press record. So that was a bit of a blonde moment and a bit of a problem because, you know, voiceovers are better when they're being recorded. Yes, it's generally quite a good rule to follow. But anyway, hi, hello. I'm back on the Felicity Jane blog today, and oh dear. And yeah, so today's day is not a themed day. Just created what I wanted to, and I created a layout because that's what I always want to create, it seems. So yeah, on the blog I talk about how I was inspired, or why I was inspired for this layout, or what inspired, which thing to use there. Anyway, so I'll leave a link to that below, and you can go have a little nosy. So yes, I was basically inspired by what was on my desk. So I'm creating paintbrushes here, as you can see, and yep, I chose the mint, the pink, and the yellow. Who would have guessed? But there, it's just a really lovely colour combo. And as you can see there, that was a bit of watercolour paper, and I'd sort of been playing with my brand new watercolours, which I love. And yeah, I was just colour matching, and that turns out to be a completely pointless venture. But I had fun nonetheless. I really, really love my new watercolours. They're pretty darn great, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I keep opening them and just staring at them because they're just so pretty and I love them, and you know, that kind of thing. So yes, I am making paintbrushes, adding little details to them, and yeah, colours are delightful. So I decided to add some scissors into my little pen pot. Have I explained that I'm making like a little pen pot? Don't think I have. Anyway, I'm making a little pen pot full of my favourite bits and bobs. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. So, doing my paper piecing thing as per. Oh gosh, what am I like? Yeah, so making some scissors, and instead of drawing scissors or whatever, I just drew a line around the scissors that I already had, so it's like a life-size model of my pretty black and white scissors, which I love. So yeah. Oh, this looking back, I was like, this process really didn't feel like it took that long, but it kind of did actually, this one. Usually my paper piecing's pretty quick. It depends. Yeah, just like with this, I think it was quite fiddly, and to get like sort of like the right proportions and colours and that kind of thing with everything, it just took a while. But it didn't really feel like it took a while. It was only when I was like editing this that I was like, oh god, that took forever. But yeah, I think when I really enjoy something like this, time moves quickly. So yes, and I didn't know what I wanted to use for the pen pot. I originally wanted like a coloured pen pot, but then I decided to go for this black and white journaling card from the Custard sheet because it just went perfectly, and it's got stars on it, and the black and white doesn't like intrude on the colours too much, if that makes sense. Yeah, it just makes the paintbrush colours pop out more, and they're like the main element of the thing. So my title is really tiny, and it's from the stamp set, and yeah, stamped it with just some black ink. And yeah, I really like the way that looks. Yeah, because titles don't have to always be giant on things, and I hate coming up with titles. I never know what to title anything, so I kind of go the other way sometimes and just don't title it. But yeah, no, the stamps kind of take the thought out of it, which I really like. So yeah, and the stamp kind of it does actually really go with what I'm talking about, because this is all about making things and how I make things and my favourite things to use to make things. How many times can I say things in one sentence? Yes. Just don't listen to me, it's the best way. So yes, what inspired this layout? I can't think, and there's my cat. And look what she does right now. How annoying is that? Had to move her off. She probably starts like hissing at me and scratching me. If you see like loads of scratches on my arm, that's the cat. Yeah, purely evil. Her name is Evie, and we call it Evils, for those of you who don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, what was layout was inspired by was basically about what I use to create layouts with, what I use to actually not make memories, like document the memories. That's what I was going with. And yeah, it's just, so it is kind of a way, these are the things how I blah, blah, blah. Oh gosh, it's going very poorly. These are the kind of things that I use to capture my story. So yeah, that went. And here I'm just about to zoom you in to show you how I created the notebook paper. This might seem really obvious to everyone else, but to me it was a bit of a revelation, so I thought I'd share it. I got a single hole punch and then just punched holes like equal distance apart, and then cut little notches into the holes from the edge, and then I've got notebook paper, and it blew my mind, honestly. That's probably like a really obvious thing for like everyone with more brain cells than me to understand, but I was looking at, I really want like a notebook punch, and they're quite expensive over here and you can't find them easily, they're just like not available. And then then I realised that I can actually just kind of make the same look without a punch, and I'm a very happy person because that's great. And yeah, I just felt like an absolute genius when I figured that out, and it's oh, I'm so stupid. Yeah. Anyway, so just adding some layers. That little scallopy little label tag thing was from the custard sheet, and yeah, so was the tag that I put at the top. Put some thread through, and I'm sorry this is blurry. I do realise there that it's blurry, so I've sorted that out. And yeah, I've glued everything down. I'm sorry I didn't show you that. The footage was all blurry, and I just thought, well, that's no point, because I was just sticking that down. Yeah, I chopped off the bottom of the pot because yeah, I just felt too high on the layout, if that makes sense. So yeah, I just felt like I needed to bring it down so it just flowed better, I think. And I used too much glue, so it kind of warped. Silly me, but I was a bit worried that it wouldn't stick down, but it would have stuck it down with even half the glue that I used. But it's fine, you can't really tell. And then I fussy cut the flowers from the floral paper in the Felicity kit out, and I love them so much. Yeah, they're just so pretty and fun. They're fun flowers. So yeah, I decided to this isn't so much my title, I don't think, on the photo, but I used one of the acetate pieces that said loved, but love didn't really go, but love went, because I'm kind of talking about things in the layout in the present tense. So I just chopped the D off, and that was oh no, you know where my mind went there. No. Oh dear. Okay. Yep, those pesky D's. Uh no, okay, Elsie, stop. Oh, okay, this is getting very silly. So yeah, love went, the D didn't. Yep. Um, yeah, so I also added a paperclip from my stash, and UK people, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you might not have seen, but in Wilkinson's at the moment, I noticed they have like some really nice stationery stuff actually. And they have these like little glass jars of paper clips and binder clips, and they're all pastel coloured, and they're only £1 each, and the lids are pastel, and they're just so pretty. And you know, here in England we don't really get many like bargains, we don't get dollar spots or coupons or anything like that, so I feel like when there's a good bargain like that, and something that you would pay like a lot more money for in, you know, a more expensive stationery shop, go get those because they're pretty and they look great on your desk. So yeah, I also did some stitching. Actually, I didn't say that I stitched. I stitched all of the paintbrushes and the pencils and the scissors and the ruler in the thing, and that was interesting, a bit fiddly, but it worked out in the end, and you can't see the mess that's behind them, so it's okay. Also did some swirly things from the paintbrushes, well, embroidered some swirly things. And yeah, at the beginning I was going to do the paint things, but then because I stuck everything down, I wasn't brave enough to do that. So yes, I'm using the Maggie stamp set, and I think I used a Something Sweet stamp set to stamp in that yellow ink. This is special. And yeah, as you can see there, sorting through all of my beautiful Felicity Jane stamps. Seriously, just one of the best and nicest bits of the kit is getting these stamp sets. If you can choose just one thing, but I can't, so it's one of the many great things in the kit. And yeah, the ink I have matched perfectly with the yellow in the kit, and it is Memento Dandelion, I think, and yeah, it just matched perfectly. And then yeah, just drawing some swirly things, and I'm going to stitch to like the edge of the stamped word. The This Is stamp had like little flicks at the beginning and the end, so that was like a really easy way to join up the thread and the thing and make it look more coherent. I did a similar thing with pink thread, and then stamped Inspired By, which was from the Susie stamp set, in a lighter shade of pink, which is Angel Pink from Memento. And yeah, really like the way that looks. It's just nice just to add like there's a bit more texture, a bit more sort of points of interest, but without sort of like distracting your eye and making it sort of go all over the place and not know where to rest. Yeah, and I also grabbed some of that mint ink from Hobbycraft, and it's an alright ink. It's not the best, but it's a very soft mint colour, so it kind of worked best with the stamp set. I stamped little stars all along the thread. Yeah, and then I spent about 3 years deciding which little corner what piece of paper to put at the corner of that thing, and then I settled on the mint because it had like a little heart, and then one of the hearts was like dotted in the black and white dots. And yeah, it just looked really pretty, so I went with that. And yeah, what am I doing now? Oh, just adding my usual finishing touches, which is always little punched out butterflies and some iridescent sequins. And that's me pretty much done. So yeah, thank you for watching. Sorry I've been a bit AWOL this past week, but I will be back soon with another video. I also reached 2,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank you all so much, and I'll hopefully have like special sort of thank you video coming up soon, but don't hold me to that. It'll be a craft room tour, but I need to sort my craft room out first. So anyway, yeah, thank you for watching, and head on over to Felicity Jane. Bye guys!